Let's move on, because while Governor Cuomo clearly hasn't adapted to the changing times, one of your favorite authors from childhood is trying to.
Breaking news, the organization that preserves the legacy of author and illustrator Dr. Seuss says it will stop publishing 6 titles because of racist imagery. Dr. Seuss Enterprises says the books portray people in ways that are hurtful and wrong.
The 6 books being banned include And to Think That I Saw It on Mulberry Street, If I Ran the Zoo, McGilligot's Pool, On Beyond Zebra, Scrambled Egg Super, and The Cat's Quizzer.
There are some examples of racist imagery in those books. For example, there's a character that's described as a Chinese man who eats with sticks, and the depiction of that character has a pointed hat, slanted, slit eyes. In another book, 2 men said to be from Africa are shown shirtless, shoeless, wearing grass skirts as they carry exotic animals.
Wow, okay. So what? We're just gonna cancel Dr. Seuss books just because they're racist? Then what are the racist kids gonna read? Huh? You didn't think of that, did you? You know the real problem with Dr. Seuss? Is that all of his made-up words sound like they could be racial slurs. I mean, a zelf on a shelf? The nubbards in the cupboards? Shit, I don't know what that means, but if a white person calls me a nubbard, we're throwing down. And look, I know that this thing was blowing up, and it was trending all over Twitter, but there's always going to be people on Twitter telling you that this is the end of civilization, because fanning the flames of culture wars is how they get attention. But let's be honest about what's happening here. An organization is making a decision on its own that they don't want to be associated with their own outdated and offensive imagery. That's not being canceled. That's something that companies and organizations do all the time. Like at some point, Coca-Cola was like, hey, maybe putting cocaine in our drink is harmful to the public. Maybe we should stop doing that. Nobody called that cancel culture. And despite what everyone tells you, everyone does this all the time, including CPAC. Yeah, the home of freedom! Just a couple of weeks ago, they canceled a speaker for his anti-Semitic views. Oh, but I guess that was just them looking out for the brand. Yeah, it only becomes cancel culture when it's something you disagree with. But still, there may be room for compromise here. Like maybe instead of getting rid of the books completely, they can just update the imagery. For example, take that offensive drawing of the 2 African men and put it in a Tucker Carlson thought bubble. That way we all understand, this is racist.